with some of the members of the DOST. I'll let you introduce yourselves.
Hi, I am Ryan Corpuz, SAD Fellow of the DOST-PCIEERD, assigned to Emerging Technology Division.
Hello, my name is Gilbert Yu. I'm also an S&T fellow, but I'm assigned to the Balik Scientist program. So I want to to find out, whether there will be avenues for in Balik Scientists can come here and engage in some blockchain research. The Balik Scientist program is basically a repatriation program of Filipino scientists or of Filipino descent scientists. So we encourage those scientists who have studied elsewhere, if they can lend a hand in helping us out here in the country regarding our science and technology endeavors. So for today, I'm just trying to figure out how blockchain, and the Balik Scientist program can interface.
I'm Maria Theresa Cabaraban. I'm also an S&T Fellow at PCIEERD. My task at HREAD, the Human Resources and Institutional Development Division, is to look into the human resource development programs of PCIEERD. So this is great opportunity for us to come here and perhaps look into how we can increase the number of researchers, scientists, and engineers who will be working on and perhaps contributing to the blockchain technology.
So you mentioned a lot of researchers and scientists. Where do you think are they now in terms of learning about this technology?
1 or 2 years ago, we did try to open up funding research for blockchain. Unfortunately, I think once we scope around the available scientists in the country, it seems like there's a dearth of them. So most of these people who are engaged in blockchain technology here in the country are mostly enthusiasts. So kulang na kulang. So right now we're trying to figure out like how now can we entice our blockchain technology experts elsewhere to lend us a hand, in beefing up our knowledge on blockchain here in the country.
I think there's still, as Dr. Gilbert here mentioned, that there's a dearth in the blockchain human resources or human resource that go into blockchain and blockchain technologies. In fact, Dr. Gilbert mentioned about research and development, but also 2 years ago, I think PCIEERD had last year, they had a training on blockchain, and that was, I think, the training also where a roadmap is supposed to have been developed. And I think it's been developed, only that it's going through comments and feedback and then final approval from the council. And at this time, so we're hoping that with, PCIEERD is funding through the HRDP, Human Resource Development Programs. We could fund researchers and even for training on blockchain so that we could increase the number of blockchain developers perhaps and blockchain users and consumers of the technology.
ASTI is the one doing blockchain research here in the country, but we still need to identify which direction are we going to take in this blockchain technology, because it appears to me that it might be contradictory to centralized government we have. So this the concept totally is decentralization. Now the question is, who will control this technology and what kind of information are we allowed to share? So because it appears to me that if we are going to enter some information in this blockchain technology, this should be as much as possible filtered, secured and filtered. And it should be, I believe, a consensus among, let's say, politicians, scientists. So it should be a common knowledge to all. And it should not be replaceable if that is the case, because once you entered it, you cannot alter it anymore. So control will be given to the public if you're one of the nodes. So In this case, security is an issue that I believe very fundamental for this technology to be clear to the public and even to the politicians we have in the country.
Well, that is the job of the DOST also as scientists and researchers and supposedly experts in technology to understand really this technology. But as of what we know, common knowledge is that blockchain does offer security and transparency. And as of that question that you had earlier with control, what did you pick up on that from Dr. Craig Wright's response?
At least in other countries, from his anecdotes, there seems to be sufficient control. No? He was talking about examples on China, wherein the entity who's actually responsible for the nodes, no, holds so much responsibility that if they mess it up, there's a very harsh penalty involved there. And I think the same with the United States. I believe he said that if the person refuses to do something, then automatically, I think within few seconds, he says that the assets will be confiscated or seized. So in that sense, I think there is some sense of security. But again, the question is, once they have the data, then that's fine. Then they have much control. But then, how about the part wherein somebody's gonna transfer the data to them? How secure and how authentic those data can be? I think that's one of the questions that I would like to ask.
What has your learning been so far from the talks here, and maybe what else would you like to learn? I know we can't learn everything, and definitely not even in days or weeks, but it's a process. But so far, I mean, in this talk that we've had, what have you picked up so far?
I believe this blockchain technology is very interesting, but we need to educate more the public because this could be a disaster, I believe, if you are sharing information that is not actually maybe safe to the public consumption. As of now, what is not clear, I believe, is what are this type of blockchain technology that is being implemented here in the Philippines, because as of now there are Ethereum. So are they true blockchain technology? Because if somebody could control it, then why should we call it a blockchain?
What I found interesting from the talks earlier was the self-secured identity. Reading about blockchain, I learned about agencies, for example, having control of information. But at that point, when they discussed that the person, if I share information, I also have control over what I would like to share, to whom I would like to share it with. And that's interesting to me. So far, I've learned it was an agency or somebody who controls what needs to be shared. And that was news to me that there will come a point. I think it's not yet being done, but there will be coming a point where the owner of the information will also get control over what I would like to share and to whom I would like to share it with, and at what level of sharing I could give a particular agency, perhaps. And that's exciting news to me. For example, a lot of Facebook users would want only a certain portion of the pictures that I post on Facebook will be shared among. I just would like to share it with my friends, but apparently at this time they were saying that any picture that you post on Facebook becomes public regardless of your security. So I wonder if SSI could also be applied to social media posting. Well, that's just my thought. That's an interesting point to me at this time.
We'll just have to continuously learn. And I think one of the founders was saying they're open to actually have more sessions with us. No? So I'm looking forward to those.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us at CoinGeek today. I'm here with Gennie Ordona from the DOST. Hi, Gennie. Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. So we just wrapped up the panel discussion here with N-Chain. Well, first tell us what you do at the DOST.
I'm at the field of IT, but the nature of our office is more on research and development, and another one is the technology transfer. And those technologies that we're able to develop, we transfer it for the consumptions of the public. And we also do have, as an output of R&D, we also have technical services like testing, calibrations. So we do those stuff.
The department that you're working on or the projects that you're doing, what particularly are you interested in the using blockchain technology?
Um, First of all, as discussed a while ago, that Philippines is still in infancy when it comes to blockchain. But I think the most needed or the most applicable na application of blockchain in government or in the Philippines itself for the entire all government agencies, most visible is the data verification. That's what we are always struggling. You know, when you process certain transaction to different government agencies, it took so long for the data verification, right? Like for example, just validating your diploma or something. It took a lot. I experienced before during my application abroad that I need some working permit. So it took around 2 to 3 months for you because they are going to trace your record from where did you study in high school. And yeah. So they have to dig on that. But I guess that's the most applications that the blockchain would be applicable to the Philippines, the data verification. That's why applying it in our office moving forward, we issued different calibration certificate, testing certificates, and it's being authenticated by other government agencies that they're not non-tampered. They are the original ones. So it's very important for them to verify the contents and the validity of the documents because it is being used for different purposes. Like for example, the FDA, the Food and Drug Authority, they use it for the food safety, concern of the product that are being given a permit to release in the market. That's one of the contexts that we wanted to make it a little efficient for them and to prevent the fraud. Because sometimes the authenticity of the documents are being checked if there's an issue, big issue, right? So, but the usual regular days, it's not thoroughly checked.
Correct. So where are you now? Where are you at now when it comes to implementing blockchain in your system?
For now, we're developing the system to be integrated in our process, like from the start of validating the request up to creating the test report. So we're in the development phase, but we are looking into that we're hoping that the Enchain could provide us is the service providers, because the service providers layers that we discussed a while ago, because our test reports contains some legal content, legal validity, or sometimes we are being called in the court if there's a case where, like for example, there's a private industry that claim for this one and there's some issues with the products, and then they're vouching, no, it was tested in the OST. So we are being called, summoned in the court. So we need a higher level of validation to be to reach the compliance. I think that there's an initiative for the government to set up a higher level of that kind of blockchain. We understand that putting up a blockchain technology composed of different aspects like infra, policies, and the most expensive one, of course, is the infra, the compliance of the infra. And I know that the government has initiative on putting up, but for now, that we're waiting for that. I guess the project will sort out for third-party service providers to make the issued online test reports are valid and has a credibility.
So what is your assessment so far in terms of what Enchain has presented here today?
I haven't studied yet the entire infrastructure that Enchain can offers, but given that it's known internationally, I think it's for sure that are compliant with 27001 or something, because they were able to put out an infra and they have big companies that lying on their infrastructure. So I guess it could be sufficient. More than sufficient.
Yeah, and lastly, your takeaway from what you've learned today. Anything that sparked your interest from what the speaker said here today?
So I think the best takeaway that the entire government agency have on this kind of activities is that how those big enterprise solutions were able to put up their own to make it credible worldwide. So I think that's what the government are looking into at. To benchmark on how are they going to put it up, and then use some small use cases to prove that we can put up our own, take a consultancy from those who are able to create one to do it. So I think that's the best takeaways that I can get for this morning.
Thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you.
Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin wallet, blockchain, stablecoins, MetaNet, the evolution of money. Everybody is talking about Bitcoin today, but what exactly is it? Learn the basics from experts. Learn what Bitcoin is, how it works, and why it matters. Blockchain 101, your ultimate guide to the fundamentals of blockchain.